Everyone, the last Caniac back again. Just got back from another Carolina Hurricanes game. Went over to night to watch the Canes versus Flyers. Sat up in the nosebleed seats in the 300 section and had a good time. Um, yeah, let's get it. So Philly beats Carolina 2-1 in overtime. Immediate reactions to that. It doesn't look like Carolina really responded well coming off the Sharks game, but in actuality, watching the game, I think Carolina did a really good job coming out of the game and putting together a better effort. They did a lot better just playing to their strengths of playing fast, playing hard, being aggressive, and making sure that they were attacking the net as much as possible when they were in the offensive zone. Elias Lindholm had the sole goal for the Canes, his 15th this season. It was on a power play, a 4-minute minor for high sticking on Philly, and that was a really good goal to get. There were only 2 shots for Carolina in the third period, which is rough. They spent most of the period just trying to get the puck out of their own end, which isn't ideal. Obviously, you want to be able to try and get back on offense in the third, try and break up the tie. And the last 4 minutes in particular, there was really not a lot of time that Carolina spent deep in Philly territory. They just spent most of the time just clearing it out. The goaltending in the game was really good. The late third and the overtime, I thought both were really good. Ward did a good job in the third to keep it tied at 1, and then Elliott did a good job holding the Canes out in overtime, especially near the end of overtime, and led to the game winner for the Flyers with 3 seconds left in OT. That's a big 2 points for Philly. They moved to 59 points, and the Canes move up to 57. So it would have been good for the Canes to get that extra point and at least move into a tie with Philly. But instead, they take the loss and only get to 57 points, which is still okay, still in the hunt. It's good to pick up a point, but it would have been better to pick up 2. A couple good things. Carolina really did well in the power play. There was a lot of opportunities on the power play. They did a good job trying to get set up. They didn't have as many shots as maybe we would like, but they did a good job getting plays set up and staying in the offensive end. Cam Ward, I honestly think, after watching 2 games in a row, I think Ward might be the only elite level player right now for Carolina. He's playing out of his mind good. I mean, he's given up, 5 goals in the last 2 games, so it's not amazing, but he's done a really good job of just keeping the team in the games no matter what and not letting anything get out of hand. In comparison to Darling, that is a really good thing to have in a goalie, and hopefully, as the trade deadline approaches, Carolina can stay in the mix so they don't have to think about even trading Ward away and trying to get a better draft lottery. But I think we'll be okay with that. We're still fighting for a playoff spot. And they held off Philly on the power play, which was good. They had a few shorthanded chances. Pesce had passed a puck to Staal, Jordan Staal, streaking down, and Staal just barely missed wide, which would have put him up 2-0 early in this, late in the first, and that would have been really, really good. Instead, they missed that shot, and unfortunately, Philly's able to capitalize at the end of the day. Some bad things. There was a bunch of things I didn't like seeing. Philly, I said they spent way too much time deep in the Carolina zone in the third. Ward really had to bail them out of a couple tight spots. The defense did a good job of just keeping shots away. Carolina's a good team at keeping shots away from the net. The defenders are pretty solid. Hanifin, I think Falk had a pretty good game of just getting the puck out of there. Pesce's obviously great. Van Riemsdyk and Slavin are both really good. So, I mean, the defenders are honestly probably the best part of Carolina's lineup other than Cam Ward right now. There were a couple penalties that I didn't like seeing, some slashing calls that maybe shouldn't have happened. I don't have an argument with the calls. I just don't think that Carolina needs to be getting called for penalties like that and giving Philly an opportunity because the PK isn't going to hold up every game. So they got to make sure they're playing better than that. Aho, he had a couple turnovers. It wasn't his best game of his life. He had a couple turnovers that weren't great because They need that line to be sharp. That's their best line, and the Stahl Aho Teravainen line. So they really need to make that line be the best one. And if Aho is turning over the puck, that's just not going to happen. The fast break, both offensively and defensively, that was basically how they gave up the overtime goal. Was they just weren't good enough on the fast break. I think 10 seconds left in overtime. I'm like, okay, we're going to a shootout. We're going to a shootout. That's fine. And they just gave up a fast break, and the Philly player got a really good shot off and got just by Ward, and unfortunately stole a point away that Carolina could have got. And then offensively, they got to be a little bit better at making sure that they're capitalizing on any fast breaks that they get, because if they do get in the right position, they've got a good shot at scoring. They just need to get up there. So let me know what you thought of the video. Like I said, it was a really good game. Unfortunate that Carolina loses, but I am glad that they at least got a point out of it. So let me know what you think. Thanks.